Okay, then first circuit is magnetic circuit. Okay, now this is the magnetic circuit and this is the electric circuit, and also in which we have to need their exact working. Okay, now in this circuit the maximum flux or magnetic flux will be passes through in it. Okay, then this type of circuit is called as magnetic circuit, and in this circuit, electric flux passing through it, then this type of circuit is called as electrical circuit. That means magnetic circuit depends on flux and electric circuit depends on current. Okay, now this is the exact difference between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. Okay, then also in which we have to need difference, exact difference. The closed path of the magnetic flux is called as magnetic circuit. That means magnetic flux is very important in magnetic circuit. Okay, then in closed path of the electric current is called as electrical circuit. That means in electrical circuit electric current is present. Okay, and magnetic circuit magnetic flux is present. Okay, that means in which we have to need magnetic flux. Okay, and also in electric circuit we have to need electric current. Okay, then second point is flux, that is phi is equal to mmf upon reluctance. Okay, then current I is equal to emf upon resistance. These two things is very important in electric circuit and magnetic circuit. Then magnetic circuit depends on mmf, that is measured in ampere turns, and in electric circuit emf is very important, that is measured in volt. Okay, then reluctance S is equal to L upon A mu 0 mu R. Okay, now this is the reluctance formula, depends on magnetic circuit. Then resistance R is equal to rho into L upon A. Resistance is very important, that is electrical circuit. Also flux density okay, in flux density B is equal to flux per unit area, that is flux density B is equal to phi upon A measured in Weber per meter square. Okay, and electrical circuit current density is very important. Okay, that is sigma, or any like a symbol like sigma, we have to use sigma, that is sigma is equal to I upon E, that is I means ampere, A means meter square. Okay, that means in magnetic circuit and electrical circuit okay, then in magnetic circuit mmf drop is very important. Okay, and in electrical circuit voltage drop is very important, that is voltage drop is IR, and mmf drop is phi S. Phi means flux and S means reluctance. Okay, then also in magnetic circuit magnetic intensity is very important, that is H is equal to N into I upon N, that is N means number of turns, I means current, and L means length of conductor, that is number of turns. Length of conductor will be depends on number of turns. Okay, and then electrical or electric intensity is equal to V upon D, that is distance, V means voltage. Okay, then in magnetic circuit this depends on permanence, and electric circuit will be depends on conductance. Okay, then magnetic circuit is depends on permeability and electric circuit will be depends on conductivity. Now this is the important difference between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. This point is very important in magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. Okay, now these are the similarities. Okay, that is similar point between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. Okay, then also in which we have to need dissimilarities. Okay. That is, this is the dissimilarities between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. In magnetic circuit, magnetic flux does not flow properly in magnetic circuit, and also in electrical circuit, electric current actually flow in electrical circuit. Okay, now this is the important dissimilarities between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. In magnetic circuit, there is no magnetic insulator, but in electrical circuit, number of electrical insulator are present. For example, air is the example of electrical circuit, and air is a very good insulator. Okay, then also in magnetic circuit, also air is used for magnetic insulator, but this air will be depends on mmf. That means this is the exact difference between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. Is in magnetic circuit there is no magnetic insulator, and in electrical circuit electric insulator always present. That is, air is a good insulator using electrical circuit. Okay, that means in which we have to need exact difference between magnetic insulator and electrical insulator. Okay, that means these 2 points, that is magnetic flux and magnetic insulator, this 2 point is very important in magnetic circuit. And electrical circuit, electrical current and electrical insulator, this 2 point is very important in electrical circuit. Okay, also in electrical circuit, electric flux density present, and in magnetic circuit magnetic flux density present. These are the important dissimilarities between magnetic circuit and electrical circuit. Okay, then also in magnetic circuit there is no energy expand in magnetic circuit, but in electrical circuit energy is expand in the form of electrical current. That means in magnetic circuit there is no energy in magnetic circuit, but in electrical circuit energy is present and it also expand in the form of current. Now this is the dissimilarities between electrical circuit and magnetic circuit. Okay, now these 2 points is very important in dissimilarities. Okay, then next topic is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, then in Faraday's law is classified into 2 types, that is first law and second law, and also in which we have to need Fleming's left hand rule is very important, and also we have to need Fleming's right hand rule, and these all laws will be depends on Lenz law. Okay, that means this 4 parameter is very important in electromagnetism. Okay, then first point is Lenz law. The Lenz law is depends on direction of current. The Lenz law will be depends on direction of current. and it opposes the change. It opposes change present on it, or it opposes the change will be produced in circuit will be opposed. That means induced current is very important in any type of circuit. Okay, that means induced current in a closed conducting loop. For example, this is circuit we have to draw. Now this is the circuit, closed loop circuit. This is the input side. This is the we are using load. That is load side. Okay. Then and in which a closed conducting loop. This is the closed conducting loop and induced current flowing through. That is induced current. That is we have shown I current is flowing through. That means induced current in closed loop. At that instant, direction is very important. That is clockwise direction is very important, and this direction opposes the change that produces. That means any type of change present in circuit, the current will be opposed. That means induced current in closed conducting loop will appear. That means flow in circuit in direction or in clockwise direction that it opposes any type of change produced on it. That means totally induced current control the circuit. And this type of statement is called as Lenz law. Okay, now this is the exact working principle of Lenz law. Okay, then also Lenz law is applicable for example, this is the closed loop circuit. Okay, and this is the closed loop circuit is there. Okay, and in which current I is flowing through it. Okay, then at that instant the change in flux density is very important. Then increasing flux density is very important, and induced flux density is very important. That means these three parameters is very important in Lenz law. That is change in flux density, then increasing flux density, then induced flux density. And these three parameters is very important in Lenz law. Okay, now that means all the working of the Lenz law is depends on change in flux density, increasing flux density, and induced flux density when current flowing through it. And this current will be opposed the direction of any change produced on closed loop circuit. It is called as Lenz law. Okay. Then also we have to explain Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. That is, this concept is developed by Michael Faraday. Okay. Then first point is Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. And Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction depends on EMF, that is electromotive force. EMF is equal to minus N, the rate of change of flux with respect to time. That is, phi means magnetic flux, N means number of turns, then P means external magnetic field or magnetic flux density, then A means area of coil, and T means rate of change of time. That means this four parameter is very important in Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay. Then minus sign is present here. Minus sign is present here, and minus sign denotes Lenz law. Okay, that means we have to explain the concept of Lenz law. That is, minus sign denotes Lenz law, and also in which EMF is a term of generated or induced voltage. That is, EMF means induced voltage. That means EMF is always depends on induced voltage. That means this is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction statement. That is it is the formula of the Faraday's law. Okay. Then also Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction classified into two types. That is, first one is first law and second law. Okay. Now we have to explain the Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction. Okay. Okay. Then the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction, it depends on electricity, and this electricity induced by magnetic field. Okay, that means Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction will be depends on magnetic field. Okay, then also Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction classified into two types, that is first law and second. Okay. Now first is we have to explain first type. That means current carrying conductor. For example, we have shown one diagram. Okay. This is the north pole. Okay. This is the south pole. Okay. Then in which current carrying conductor, this is the conductor, is placed, then magnetic flux are passing through it. Okay, this is the magnetic flux I have drawn in the form of line. Okay, this is the north pole and south pole. That means attraction take place between north pole and south pole, and conductor is placed. And at that instant, the magnetic flux passing through conductor. Okay, that means this is the conductor, that is current carrying conductor, placed between magnetic field, then EMF get induced in conductor. And this type of law is called as first law of electromagnetic induction. That means current carrying conductor placed in magnetic flux lines, and at that instant EMF get induced in conductor, is called as Faraday's first law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now this is the important diagram for Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now this is the working statement of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, then second law. This is the formula for second law. Okay, that means induced EMF is directly proportional to the number of turns and rate of change of flux with respect to time. That means the magnitude of induced EMF, that means this is the magnitude of induced EMF, is equal to the rate of change of flux linkage. D phi means flux linkage. That is, for example, we have so D phi. Okay, that is flux linkage. Then we have considered two circuits. This is the first circuit. Okay, this is the second circuit, and the flux linkage for second circuit is phi 2, and flux linkage for first circuit is phi 1. Then flux, the rate of change of flux linkage, that is phi 2 minus phi 3. Okay, that is, this is the difference between two flux, that is the phi 2 minus phi 1. That is, the phi means phi 2 minus phi 1. That is, magnitude of induced EMF is equal to rate of change of flux linkage with respect to time. This is the statement of second. Okay, then also this EMF is always depends on induced voltage. Okay, then V means induced voltage, N means number of turns of coil, then D phi means the rate of change in flux in coil, and dt means rate of change of time interval. Okay, now this is the exact statement of second law. That means Faraday's first law and second law we have to explain with the help of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, then also in which we have to need what is the concept of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, that means this is the electromagnet is there. Okay, now this is the electromagnet is there, and electromagnet it's create own magnetic flux. That means it generate its own magnetic flux. Okay, now this is the dotted line indicates the direction of magnetic flux, and this magnetic flux linking with conductor. Okay, this is the conductor. Okay, and this magnetic flux is linking with conductor, and at that instant EMF, that is electromotive force, get induced in conductor in closed loop circuit. Now this is the closed loop circuit. Okay, and this type of phenomena is called as electromagnetic induction. Okay, that means magnetic flux linking with conductor. That means this magnetic flux linking with conductor, then EMF get induced in conductor in closed loop and current flowing through. This phenomena is called as electromagnetic induction. So now this is the statement of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now this is the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction will be depends on electromagnet, and electromagnet generate its own magnetic flux, and this magnetic flux linking with conductor, then EMF get induced in conductor in closed loop circuit, and finally current will be flowing through it. This phenomena is called as electromagnetic induction. Okay, now this is the exact concept of Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now this is the exact law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, now we have to explain next point. Just 1 minute. Okay, now we have to explain the Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction. Okay, and also we have to explain comparison between electric circuit and magnetic circuit, and also Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction will be depends on first law and second law. Okay, now we have to explain first law and second law. Also we have to explain Fleming's left hand rule and right hand rule. Okay, now we have to show this is the Faraday's first law. I have already explained that is the Faraday's first law and second law. Also we have to explain, and also I have to present here extra information regarding first law and second law. Okay, and also now we have to explain Fleming's left hand rule. Okay, then Fleming's left hand rule is state that the thumb shows the direction of motion of the conductor. Thumb shows the direction of motion of conductor. Okay, then first finger shows the direction of magnetic field. Okay, then second finger shows the direction of current. Okay. Now that means Fleming's left hand rule will be depends on direction of force. Okay. That means thumb screen, then first finger and second finger is very important in Fleming's left hand rule. That is, thumb shows the direction of motion, first finger shows the direction of magnetic field, and second finger shows the direction of current. Now this is the exact statement of Faraday's law of Fleming's left hand rule. Okay. Okay. Now this is the Fleming's left hand rule. Okay. Then we have to explain Fleming's right hand rule. Okay. That means we have to explain Faraday's law of electromagnetic induction always depends on Fleming's right hand. Okay. Now this is the right hand rule, and this is the conductor is placed between. This is the conductor is placed between magnetic field, that is south pole and north pole will be attract to each other, but north pole is not attract to each other. Okay, that means Fleming's right hand rule will be depends on magnetic flux, that is magnetic flux passes from south pole to north. Okay, now this is the exact concept, that is flux will be passes from south pole to north. Okay, then first finger shows the direction of force, then second finger shows the direction of field, and third finger shows the direction of current. Okay, now this is the Fleming's right hand rule. That means thumb shows the direction of force, then first finger shows the direction of field, and third finger shows the direction of current. That means Fleming's right hand rule will be depends on direction of force, direction of field, and direction of current. Okay, now this is the Fleming's right hand rule. Okay,